All right, so I'm sitting down with former Blackstone Valley Coins Collectables President Mike McDonald, and I'm very, first of all, thank you for sitting down with me for this interview. Looking forward to it. My pleasure. All right, so starting with the first question. So I guess this first segment of the why should one start coin collecting when they're young? So what's the biggest advantage of starting coin collecting as a teenager, in your opinion?
Easy question. Don't collect the wrong way. Don't go and buy all the little $1 coins in the bargain bin. Save your money. You go find the rarer coins or buy silver or gold and start the other way. I only got started about 30 years ago. If I would have done this since I was a kid, I'd have more money than I ever dreamed of. So the kids I see now, you're seeing a lot more kids where they were very rare about 15 years ago. And I see them at national shows, and they're running around with lanyards, and they're zipping back and forth because they see the money in this. So those are the kids that are getting everywhere. So I say, spend your money wisely. Don't get out of the hobby. You get a girlfriend, you settle down. A lot of kids use that interest, but don't, because it'll get you everywhere if you're collecting the right thing.
It's very nice. So that kind of ties into my second question is, how can coin collecting build wealth over time? That's kind of what you touched on a little bit.
Collectors, a lot of times you lose money. If you're but paying retail prices, there's a lot of times you're going to lose over the long run. So if you're a collector, enjoy the hobby. But if you get really good at what you're doing, you buy a lower mintage rarities and try to catch gold and silver or precious metals on a downswing, put them away, not for the quick gain, but for the long term. We always call it the 5-year plan. That's going to get you everywhere. So rarity coins and buying things at the right time, the market's right. Or buying them at the right price too. So that takes a long time to learn what the right price is.
If one wants to make a lot of money from coins per se, approaching it as an investment, how important would you say knowledge is? How much knowledge would you say you need to know?
It's everything. Biggest advice for a coin dealer. They always say, what's your best advice if they want to start up their own shop? I say you need capital. If you put all your money into a coin shop and you have nothing left, you're already out of business. So I would suggest somebody, if they're going to start a business, to stay within their own financial means and have money in the bank, because the more money you have, the more money you can make, unfortunately. The bigger guys have more money. It doesn't mean they have a lot of money, but they have good relationships with their banks. So they can have lines of credit. There's no secret. You have a good relationship, you have good credit, you have good lines of credit, you can afford a lot more than they have in the bank.
More leverage.
Yes.
So the issue is still working. All right, what's one lesson you've learned over your decades in experience as a dealer?
Doing it yourself isn't always the best. 2 things you learn. 1 + 1 sometimes equals 0, but 1 + 1 = 3. And it means that when you do everything right, say you have a chance to do 2 coin shows in one day, and you split your team. If you don't bring the right inventory for the right shows, the people won't have what they want. But if you can do it and put an equal amount of inventory in 2 shows, you can have 2 great shows in one day and not spread yourself too thin.
Wait,
Too much of that?
that's good. What separates a good collector from a great one?
Study, smart, being sharp, asking questions, never be afraid. How to be a good collector if you're new? Great question for you. Take someone out to lunch and pick their brains for nothing. I learned that, not me, but when you want to learn from somebody, say, hey, can I take you out to lunch and pick your brain a little bit? And it's an honor, and it probably costs you $30 to learn an education that you would have to pay to go to a seminar in one day. Remember that. It's going to get you everywhere.
I guess it's kind of like this interview a little bit. What's one mistake you made when you started collecting or dealing?
I got into it too late, but it's not my fault. So for the mistake I made, I live every day like I'm trying to catch up because I was a chef, making more money I ever dreamed of. They found a rare defect in my leg. My glass is always half full. I always knew how to make money, so I had to start over again. So every day I'm living like there's no tomorrow. So to catch up for my family and to grow the business, because I have a lot of catching up to do. Good mentality, actually. Yeah.
Okay. What's the most interesting rare coin you've ever come across?
I would say 1856 Flying Eagle. Only 500 to 600 known. It's just fun. It was a proof 10 PCGS CAC coin. So it's a low ball. And a dealer called me because I had it put away. It was one of my few coins I still had put away. And he said, "Do you still have that coin?" I said, "Yeah, but I need to retail for it." He says, "I have somebody." So I went and sold it to him. And I'll be honest, it was like 8,200, which was dealer price. And then he went around and he sold it for $20,000 to a guy who was chasing a lowball collection of lowest grades known. So you know what's amazing is that I was happy, he was happy, and he had that market. It was great. So that's one of the coolest coins I've had. Or like a $2 coin that nobody ever sees, like a medal or something like continually, because you see all the other coins like that.
Right. Nice. Was there ever a coin that you regret selling or one that you missed out on?
Never. It was my first coin. Somebody told me when I was a collector. I collected really fast. And then I decided, they said, sell something you don't want to sell. And I sold a high-grade Indian that I probably would have passed up 50 of the same grade. It was a 1909 Indian and MF65 red, but it had no carbon spot. It was beautiful. So I took it to a show, I sold it, and I said, I'm not chasing that coin anymore. It broke me away from collecting. That's what started me on this side of the table. You want to know what else is good about learning how to be a small-time dealer? Why I did it? Not just for the money, because I realized, hey, wait a minute. I can get coins cheaper to feed my collection. That's what it was, and that was the first. Besides making money, it was I could make my collection cheaper because I was on the other side of it.
Yes, both best was worth.
Yes. Very nice.
Have you ever found I guess it's kind of like my other question, but have you ever found like an incredible coin, like someone is selling junk silver and you found something incredible? Has that ever happened to you?
I was on an episode of Pawn Stars in 2012. Club knows it. And I went in, I bought a collection of tokens, and it was when I had one of my leg surgeries that took about a year to heal. So I was letting all these tokens and medals in a coffee case just sit there. So I finally got caught up, and I get to the last coin because I didn't really know what it was in this can. It was probably 10 pounds of tokens and medals. And I looked at it and I said, I know what that is. I looked at it. I'd never seen one, but it was an Abraham Lincoln campaign token from his 1864 campaign. And it was fun. So I didn't know what it was worth. And I found out what it was worth. I brought it to Vegas, and I knew that they liked, Civil War in Lincoln. So I knew it would make an episode. And I brought it in, and they needed an episode for them to call Rick Harrison in the middle of the night. So I caught lightning in a bottle, and I showed it to him, and knowing what it was, there's only been 3 that I've seen that surfaced since 2002, but it's the scarcity is surprising because it's only still worth about $150, $200, but it's very rare because it's tough to get, but there aren't many collectors. So that's the one.
It's sick that you were on an episode of Pawn Stars. I gotta say.
Yep.
All right. I guess kind of another senior question from earlier, but if you had $100 to start a collection today, what would be your first coin to buy?
My love, an Indian penny. I used to find them on my front lawn that was built in 1820 in Barry, Mass, and I thought they were the holy grail. So my father passed away, left me a small box of coins. Gave my mother most of the money, but I said I want to make him proud. I bought my first coin was a 1909 Indian that was red. And that started what I have today. That was my first coin I ever bought. So yes, I would do the same thing.
What's one series or type that every new collector should know about?
Easy ones. Wheat pennies, then Indian pennies, then Buffalo nickels. They're easy to learn how to grade, and you learn how to do them, and that's where you start. Cheaper stuff. But an average collector, you need to look at 5,000 of one similar coin to start to get an idea of how to grade them and what to look like. So that's the secret. You're not going to learn by reading a book. You need to look at them over and over and over. So if you get a 500 million pennies, you sort them, look at them, do them again, mess them all up, and go do them again. So you do them 10 times, and then you're going to feel better about your grading and get a rating.
I guess that's actually my next question. How important is grading, and how has that made you money over the years? Is that
Everything. Again, having the financial means to be able to go the long haul. Buy a coin, look through the coin to see if it'll grade, and then nowadays to see if it'll cack as well. So when I look at a coin, I'm not just looking for a coin that looks good. I'm looking beyond that. I'm looking for anything wrong with it. And again, it's by looking at thousands and thousands of silver dollars or gold coins. You're able to see those things that most people can't. So I don't know if they answered the question.
Yeah, you did. All right. So do you think there's any trends or just types right now that are overhyped in your opinion?
I think MS69, MS70, Proof 69, Proof 70 is a gimmick. I get in thousands of MS70 and Proof 70 Silver Eagles and Maple Leafs, and they're all milk spotted. So, and they're very hard. I think 1 out of 10 70s that come in doesn't have a spot. If you want to come to the shop, I'll show you what I mean. Yes. Buy the coin, not the holder. That's a gimmick.
I always kind of felt like it was a money grab.
It is. Yes.
All right. So how is this hobby and how is being a dealer change your perspective on business, on life, on everything?
It's everything with me. It's for my family, for my wife, for Patrick who works for me, my people who work for me. It's all, everyone says, when do you retire? I think a long-term coin dealer, look at what we do. Usually they do it until they can't do it anymore. Literally until they pass away. That's what happens in our business. So
It's a good business.
it is a great business, and it's just keep growing and makes you feel good to give people employment, to see your employee, your main guy driving around in a car that you help pay for, and also appreciating them. And you know what? And it's the relationships that mean everything, and the networking.
And my final question is, if somebody wants to get started and become a coin dealer, what advice would you give them?
Save up your money. Again, have money first. Do little things. Stay within your bounds. Don't overpay. Find somebody you can trust, not somebody that'll tell you this is a good deal. But somebody that you feel comfortable with that'll help you make money, and to say, hey, listen, I see what you're trying to do. This is what I do, and I have some people in this room that'll tell you that. They come to me and they want to be a coin dealer. You do too. I'll give you coins at wholesales and tell you what the retail is and give you the middle, because I'm not treating you good if I'm trying to make money and you're not making money. So that's my advice is find somebody you're comfortable with. Don't go too big. Start with some graded coins that are easy to look up and ask questions.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. That was an amazing interview. Thanks, bud.